If you are new to acrylic painting, particularly on canvas, here are 9 tips to help you on your first project. 1. Simplify the subject. It just so happens that I chose simple subject matter for my first canvas and acrylic project. I know the subject like the back of my hand. Maybe some people call that obsessed. And the composition is even simpler. No background to worry about. This turned out to be a winning combination. 2. Simplify the color palette. Whatever you choose to paint for this first project, it's helpful to have a simplified color scheme, like 3 to 5 colors, so you don't drive yourself crazy squeezing paint from 15 bottles or mixing 20 different shades of the same gray. 3. Some people can draw with the paint, so they need minimal pencil drafts under the painting. This, I'm sure, comes with much practice. Even if I weren't tracing an old drawing, I would still sketch on paper, where I can draw all the details, anatomy, proportions, or whatnot. I prefer the coloring book approach, so I want all the sketching done beforehand. I used tracing paper and a light box to transfer my sketch because I didn't like how the pencil sketch and subsequent graphite smears messed up the canvas. This transfer was very complicated, so it's probably better to just sketch with a really light hand directly onto the canvas. If it gets messy, you can paint it over at the end. 4. Prep the canvas with gesso. Don't skip this step, I never will again. This made my life 100 times easier. For acrylic painting anyway, I still have trouble training my dog. I would prep the canvas with gesso before I sketch. However, I could still see faint pencil lines under the gesso coat. If you prefer the ghosts, sketch first, gesso after. If you want easy to see pencil lines, gesso first, sketch after. 5. Load the brush with paint. Make sure you get a lot on the paintbrush because the canvas will absorb it. More is better. 6. Use multiple brushes. Tap into the advantages that each size and shape have. I tend to start with the big brush for that base coat, then shrink the brush down as I get near the end where all those final details are. 7. Speaking of mixing paint, don't mix paint. Unless you plan to mix the same color again and again with precision, don't torment yourself. I didn't feel like doing that for this project. 8. Go over it twice. The first coat, that base coat, is blotchy. It's the second or even third coat that makes the colors uniform and flat. 9. Paint over the mistakes. When you're all done, and if there's paint where it shouldn't be, there's always white acrylic to clean it up. Hope that helps for your first acrylic and canvas project. If you want to see my finished project, click here.